Another transit, this time it's Mercury's transit. Mercury's transit every time at a certain point always gives some fluctuations. Like I've already proven, or like with our research, that like every time Mercury goes retrograde, it changes the weather patterns. Same way, when Mercury goes to certain signs, it gives the fluctuations, especially in the stock market or financial markets. That includes currencies, bullions, even bitcoins, crypto, and also the stock market. On 29th night, Mercury will be going or moving in Scorpio. This is the sign that gives lot of fluctuations, financial markets again. I will be showing you with the complete data of the past years whenever Mercury has gone in transit to Scorpio, how the markets have fared, what happened around that time, and how it worked. Astrology students, if you are listening to this video, it will be really beneficial for you to predict, especially when people come for their career predictions. But for journal people, or even like budding people who want to invest in stock markets or bullions or forex, it will give you a certain precautionary lines how to understand the fluctuation patterns and how you can predict, because traders can win both sides, losing markets also, that is bear markets also, or rising markets also, that is like bull markets also. So you can win in both, but you need to understand the fluctuation patterns to win out of it. Another thing which we have seen, I'll start with 1 year at a time, and you can understand how the markets, especially I'll be looking at Nifty in this sense and giving you the percentage of fluctuation on such transit patterns. In this transit of Mercury, if we add the aspect of Jupiter or conjunction of Jupiter in the transit again, that immediately signifies fall. If Jupiter is not in doing any conjunction or aspect where Mercury is, especially in Scorpio, that's the time fluctuations are there, but fall or rise, both sides are taken. But if Jupiter is aspecting or in conjunction, or somewhere it's making relationship with Mercury in Scorpio, yes, that's the time we see the fall of the markets. Considerable fall. The considerable fall, I always say, is more than 1.5% or at least 1% plus. When such fall happens, millions of rupees are lost by the investors. So when such loss is coming, that's the time we should focus whether we should be in that storm or we should save ourselves from that storm. And this is the trader's benefit. So listen to my analysis of each year, which I'll be giving you, say, from 2007 onwards. In 2007, I'm starting my analysis from 2007 onwards so that you can understand it in a better perspective, how Mercury's transit in Scorpio is affecting. So in 2007, on 27th of November, Mercury transited in Scorpio. That time Jupiter, Moon and Mars were in conjunction in the ascendant. Markets fell by 1.2%. Considerable fall. Now following next year, 2008, see, we are just trying to match every year so that you can understand that trend is consistent in fluctuations. So in 2008, on 19th November, Mercury transited in Scorpio. That time Jupiter and Venus were in conjunction. Markets fell by 1.5%. Again a very considerable fall. You can see, as soon as we are just saying year by year, Mercury transiting in Scorpio, something is happening. Next year is 2009. 12th of November, Mercury transited to Scorpio. That time, Rahu and Mercury were making relationship, and the ascendant lord was the ruler of 9th house also. That year, market increased by 5.6%, phenomenal rise. Again, it proves Mercury's transit, yes, gives fluctuation, but here Jupiter was not connected anyway. Again, to prove Jupiter connection does make markets go downwards. 5th November 2010, that's the next year, Mercury transited to Scorpio and Mars was already in Scorpio in its own sign. That time Jupiter was aspecting Mercury also. That is Scorpio sign. Markets fell by 2.6%. Next is October 29th, 2011. Mercury transited to Scorpio in the 12th house. Mars that time was in the 9th house aspecting Mercury. Venus, Rahu and Moon were in the Lagna. Markets again phenomenally rised, and they rised or risen by 7.7%, humongous rise. Just take a notice of Rahu's element out here and the aspect elements out here. Jupiter was not present. When Jupiter not present, it's a rising trend. I'll try to jump a bit further years now rather than just going year by year. Let's go to the year 2016. In November, Mercury transited in Scorpio and the Kendra houses had Rahu, Ketu, Moon and Saturn somewhere making relations out there, and the markets fell. Again further, 2018 in October month, Mercury transited to Scorpio. The Lagna had Jupiter present out there and markets fell by 1.6%. To give you another example, year 2021, November 21st, Mercury transited to Scorpio, aspected by Jupiter. And even in that year, markets fell more than 1%, approximately around 1.16%. So I'm just trying to give you a broad elements of it. And if we do the analysis of 20 years is a long time analysis when we do on the chart study. So these analyses are based on around 20 years pattern. And out of every 10 patterns studied, 6 fell, 4 upward. Wherever 6 fell, Jupiter was involved. And currently, now Saturn will also be aspecting Scorpio, Jupiter also aspecting Scorpio, and Mercury will be transiting in Scorpio. Wherever the savior has come, Mars was the savior or Rahu was the savior, but here Mars also is in debilitation position. So chances of fluctuation downwards, but surely some fluctuation because Mercury is transiting in Scorpio current year. Take a notice, just to share predictions, these are only for study purposes, not to gain or lose or anything out of it, just for study purposes. Just take a look how it tracks and just do comment how accurately it went or not went.